Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. This is the place you come to if you want to listen to somebody babble about music that he loves and not check out snippets and samples, because we don't do that here. We just discuss what we love about the either new releases or old stuff or whatever it is. But this week it is a new re-release from Gentle Giant entitled The Missing Piece, and this is another one that's been remixed by Steven Wilson. And this is like a tough one because this is not a band that I've been listening to for a very long time. Actually, it's weird because I grew up like just loving like bands like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, King Crimson, Yes, the bands like that. From when I was really young, like I'm talking like 11, 12 years old, started getting into those bands. I didn't have any other people that I knew my age listening to that kind of stuff. And this is a band that was around back then, and heard the name. For whatever reason, didn't pay him any attention. And it's not that I liked him or disliked him. That's something I never got, and just never picked up any albums or whatever. And it wasn't until just a few years ago, I'm like, I just see him pop up in like other people's podcasts and YouTube videos talking about Gentle Giant. I'm like, why have I never listened to these guys? So I started listening to them. I don't know. I just started right from the first CD and on through. I'm like one of these people that once I start, I just dive in, head first and just start listening. So it's only been, I say, 4 or 5 years I've actually been listening to these guys, but I've been listening to all the Steven Wilson remixes and stuff, and I figured I would give a shot reviewing this one, even though I may be in need of a little bit of assistance describing what Gentle Giant actually really does sound like, because even though they are kind of considered progressive rock, all those bands I just described, they don't sound anything like them. At least I don't think so. I popped this in, and I only listened to this album maybe a couple of other times in the the past few years, and so it's still almost like listening to a brand new album again for me. And but I did notice one thing I love about the Steve Wilson remixes, and I'll just get this out of the way, is that, and I've seen many interviews with him where he talks about how he goes into the process of doing it, because he actually just remixed one of my favorite albums of all time, which is the Who's Next, and he was talking about how he was working on Gentle Giant and Jethro Tull and stuff like that, and he basically says that he likes to not go in and just like redo it and mark his territory. He likes to listen to what the original sound is and just enhance it and make maybe the instruments more noticeable, or bring up things that were buried in this. They didn't have the technology to like do back when these albums were out, and just kind of make it so you can hear everything just a little bit better. He doesn't like try to redo it and make it his own sound. He just tries to make it more of what it already was, but just more clear, and you can hear everything a little bit better. It's kind of how he described it, and that's what I got out of it. And so I will give him that. That's exactly what he's done with this album. I love the way it sounds, and it's, to me, it just sounds dry, which is fine. It sounds like the way it's meant to sound. You can hear exactly what he was trying to do, even with the female vocals in the background and in there that I never really had noticed before. Kind of came to the forefront a little bit more, and just the little nuances in the vocals and the guitar that he didn't add a whole lot of extra reverb and stuff like that that I noticed anyway. So he just kept it that original mix, and you can hear things a little bit more clear, and I think this is exactly what should be done with these, in my opinion anyway. But getting to the music, this is very hard to describe, because the first song in here, I don't even know how you describe it. 2 Weeks in Spain, I don't even know what style of music that is, but that's probably one of the ones on here that draws me in the most. It's catchy, but I don't know what it sounds like. I can't even attempt to describe it. Other songs like Mountain Time, where it kind of sounds like classical combined with blues, and that's one that's got the female vocals in the background there that I never really noticed before. And like I say, in 2 Weeks in Spain, it's kind of got a sing-along feel to it, but it's extremely complex. Just the way not even just the vocals, the whole sound of the music, the way the bass intertwines, with I don't even like almost like medieval pop, I guess is kind of the way some of this stuff is described. There's just so many different styles of music just mixed in, but it doesn't really sound like any one of them. I mean, every now and then you hear a little bit of like reggae mixed with a little bit of a ragtime in the piano, like on Who Do We Think You Are. It kind of has that weird mixture of genres in there. And I even hear like early. The one thing I will say that maybe similar to is like early Genesis. There's a couple passages here and there where it has that like the big Genesis feel, but then it goes right back into this extremely complex stuff. Although very catchy, the style of the songwriting on this is a lot different than their first few albums. What is this? I can't remember what this is. Their seventh or ninth. I actually can't remember, but they were trying a little bit different stuff here. They're trying to like maybe be more. I don't even know how to explain it. Instead of having these big, epic, long, complicated songs that kind of keep them a little bit more concise, but still extremely complicated. It's mind-boggling listening to this. I actually listened to this like 3 times in a row, and it's like, how do people come up with this stuff? It's just insane to me how somebody just sits down and comes up with this. It's the same kind of feeling I used to get when I put on something from Zappa. That's the only other person I can think that does something this strange, or maybe and I always say the name of this band wrong, the Mahavishnu Orchestra, something along those lines. But I don't know, that's the closest I can come to even trying to describe anything that this sounds like. But anybody who's a Gentle Giant fan already knows this, that it's what it is about them that they like. They're just a quirky, fun, complex, but very melodic band. It somehow draws it all in. So anyway, I really enjoyed listening to this one. It's one that I had kind of not really paid much attention to when I did my first listen through, so it was kind of fun going back in and deep diving this one. I actually, first time listening through, I was like, what in the world was that? I gotta listen to that again. It's just like it just drew me in. I just had to sit there and it's one of the ones you put the headphones on and you just kick back and you just take it all in and just to really enjoy it. And now I gotta get to do something with my life. So because I've been like totally enveloped in this this CD for quite a while. So anyway, as always, feel free to share your thoughts on this if you've had a chance to listen to it, or anything you want to share that I probably had trouble explaining about this album, because it's just one of those bands. It's tough to describe, but as always, feel free anyway, and like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive. And until the next one, we will talk to you. See you.